Welcome to a quiet moment of listening. Imagine stepping beyond the familiar edge of your day. The title suggests journeys that go farther than the body's limits. It invites you to explore what lies just beyond ordinary perception. You may feel curiosity mixed with a hint of unease. That tension is the first doorway we will look at together. In this space, attention becomes a gentle compass. When you notice your breath, feel the cool air enter your nostrils. Notice how that air carries a subtle weight of lightness. Let that sensation remind you that even small shifts can open new paths. The mind often clings to known routes for safety. Yet the title hints at venturing into unfamiliar terrain inside. That inner landscape is shaped by desire, fear, and meaning alike. Each of these forces can pull you forward or hold you back. By observing them without judgment, you create space to choose. This choice is not about escaping reality, but expanding awareness. It asks for humility, recognizing that we are part of a larger flow. With that grounding, let us unfold the first insight pillar. Imagine your attention as a lantern moving through a dark room. The light does not need to illuminate everything at once. It can rest on a single point, like the rise of your chest. When you stay with that rise, other thoughts may drift away. You may notice a subtle humming in the background of your mind. That humming is the echo of old habits trying to reassert control. By acknowledging it, you let it pass like a cloud across the sky. The lantern then moves gently to another spot, perhaps the sound of distant traffic. Each new focus becomes a stepping stone in an inner journey. You learn that attention can be both steady and flexible. This flexibility nurtures curiosity about what lies beyond the usual self-story. Curiosity softens fear, allowing you to explore without resistance. Feelings are like weather patterns across an inner landscape. Joy may arrive as warm sunlight on your shoulders. Sadness can settle like a cool mist that blankets the ground. When you notice these shifts, you become a quiet observer. You do not have to chase or push them away. Instead, you can name each feeling and let it sit for a moment. Naming creates distance, turning emotion into something observable. That distance reveals the impermanent nature of every mood. It also shows how emotions are tied to deeper desires for safety or connection. By seeing this link, you can choose responses that honor both need and principle. Habits are worn paths in a forest you walk every day. They feel comfortable because they require little effort. Yet each path also limits where you can wander freely. When you pause, you may notice the crunch of leaves underfoot. That sound reminds you that even familiar steps have texture. You can decide to step off the well-trodden trail for a short time. The new ground may feel uneven, but it offers fresh perspectives. Exploring new routes expands your sense of possibility. It also shows that change is possible when you allow curiosity to guide you. Small deviations can accumulate into meaningful transformation over time. Desire points toward what the heart wants to experience next. It can be a gentle pull, like a magnetic needle seeking north. When you follow that pull mindfully, you stay aware of each step. You might feel a subtle tinkling in your fingertips as anticipation builds. That tingling signals readiness for growth. Yet desire can also become attachment when it clings too tightly. Attachment creates tension like a bowstring pulled beyond its comfort. Recognizing this helps you balance pursuit with release. By holding desire lightly, you keep the path open for unexpected discoveries. The journey then becomes less about reaching a destination and more about savoring each breath. Fear often appears as a dark shape on the edge of your awareness. It may whisper that stepping out is unsafe or unknown. When you turn toward it, you notice its texture, rough, cold, or jagged. You can name the fear and observe how it moves within you. Naming reduces its power, turning a monster into a passing shadow. You might feel your heart beat faster, a quickening that signals alertness. That heartbeat is energy that can be redirected into curiosity instead of panic. By breathing into the sensation, you soften its edge. In that softened space, new possibilities may emerge, hidden before. Begin by finding a comfortable seat or lying down on your back. Gently close your eyes and bring awareness to the weight of your body against the surface. Feel the subtle pressure where your shoulders rest, like a soft stone grounding you. Take a slow inhale through your nose, noticing the coolness entering each nostril. As you breathe in, imagine drawing in light that fills your chest with warmth. Exhale slowly through your mouth, sensing the release of tension like melting snow. When thoughts appear, acknowledge them and return focus to the rise and fall of your belly. Notice the gentle expansion as you inhale, a subtle lifting of the abdomen. Feel that lift as a feather rising, light yet anchored by gravity. If distraction arrives, simply label it thought and guide attention back to breath. Each return is a small act of courage, reinforcing your inner compass. Continue this rhythm for as long as feels natural, staying curious about each sensation. When you feel ready, slowly bring awareness back to the room around you. Carry the sense of gentle curiosity into everyday moments. Notice how a routine task can become a quiet adventure when observed closely. Set small pauses throughout the day to check in with your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest as a reminder that life is always moving. When stress appears, place a hand on your heart and sense its steady beat. Let that rhythm anchor you back to the present moment. Practice humility by recognizing that each experience is a lesson in disguise. Honor the agency you hold to choose where to focus your attention next. Treat yourself with respect, allowing emotions to flow without judgment. Remember that responsibility lies in how you respond, not in what happens to you. As you move through the day, let the sense of spaciousness grow quietly within. Let each breath be a bridge between inner exploration and outer action. Now settle into stillness for a few moments, simply being present with whatever arises. Feel the ambient sounds around you, like distant waves washing over sand. Then notice the temperature of the air on your skin, a gentle reminder of life's texture. Still any lingering thoughts to drift away like clouds across an open sky. Stay open to the mystery that lies beyond ordinary perception. Trust that each step you take deepens your inner journey. The path forward is not fixed. It unfolds with every mindful breath. Carry this sense of wonder into tomorrow's experiences. Let curiosity be your quiet companion, guiding you gently onward. And when the moment feels right, open your eyes slowly, bringing the calm back with you. May the journey continue beyond what words can capture. Every moment offers a chance to notice the subtle shift in your inner weather. A passing breeze may stir the leaves of your thoughts, revealing new patterns. When you feel that stir, pause, and listen to the rhythm of your own heartbeat. That rhythm is a steady drum that grounds you amid change. Embrace the idea that meaning can be found in simple sensations like warmth on skin. Warmth can remind you of shared humanity across distant places. In those moments, compassion naturally rises without effort. Sell that compassion to soften any remaining judgments about yourself. You are learning to meet each experience with openness rather than resistance. This openness creates space for new insights to settle like dust in still water. When the water clears, you can see deeper reflections of who you are becoming. Each reflection is a reminder that growth is not linear, but spiral. Spirals return to familiar points, yet each turn holds fresh perspective. You may notice gratitude blooming when you acknowledge small gifts. Gratitude can be as simple as feeling the texture of your favorite sweater. That tactile sensation anchors you in the present with gentle appreciation. Let that appreciation expand to include the people who share this world with you. Their stories are interwoven with yours, creating a tapestry of connection. Recognizing that tapestry nurtures humility and respect for all journeys. With each breath, you reinforce the ethical grounding of responsibility toward others. Responsibility does not demand grand gestures. It lives in everyday choices. Choosing to listen fully to another person is a quiet act of care. In listening, you honor their experience as valid and unique. That honoring creates ripples that extend beyond the immediate moment. Ripples remind us that even tiny actions can shape larger currents. Now, allow the final breath you take now to be a soft landing, like dew settling on a leaf. Feel the dew coolness as it rests gently on the surface of your skin. As you exhale, imagine releasing any remaining tension into the air. Let that released tension dissolve like mist under morning sun. Open your eyes slowly, carrying with you the quiet curiosity cultivated today. Carry it as a lantern you can light whenever you need guidance. May each step forward be accompanied by gentle awareness of breath and body. May the world feel richer as you notice its textures anew. Let the journey continue beyond this moment, unfolding in countless ways. And remember that the path is always open for those who dare to explore. With each inhalation, welcome fresh possibilities entering your awareness. With each exhalation, release the need to control every outcome. In this balance, you find a steady center amid life's ever-changing flow. Thank yourself for arriving here with openness and courage. May the calm you nurtured stay with you long after this listening ends. And may the mystery of what lies beyond continue to inspire your heart. Until we meet again in quiet moments, keep walking forward gently. The journey never truly ends. It simply expands with each breath you take. Let the stillness settle like a deep lake reflecting starlight. And in that reflection, see the infinite possibilities that await you. How can you recognize the subtle shift when curiosity replaces fear? When curiosity takes the place of fear, you will notice a gentle loosening inside. The breath deepens naturally, expanding into the belly rather than tightening the chest. A subtle lightness appears, as if a weight has lifted from your shoulders or hips. Thoughts shift from what if something goes wrong to what might I discover here. The question opens rather than closes. Your inner dialogue becomes softer, replacing sharp self-criticism with gentle inquiry. You feel an inclination to explore rather than avoid. Small details suddenly attract attention without judgment. Emotional tone changes from tightness or heat to a calm openness that feels like space expanding around you. These quiet cues signal the transition. Fear contracts, curiosity expands, and the body, if mind settles into a receptive, spacious stance. What does it feel like in your chest when lightness enters your awareness? When lightness first brushes your awareness, the chest often feels like a soft opening, a gentle lift that rises from the center of the sternum toward the throat. You may notice a subtle warmth spreading outward, as if a faint sunrise were unfurling inside you. There's a quiet spaciousness, a sensation of breathing deeper without effort, and a lightness that seems to dissolve any tightness or heaviness that had settled there. In that moment, the heart beats with an easy rhythm, echoing the feeling of being buoyed by breath itself, a reminder that awareness can lift you beyond ordinary weight. In what ways do you notice habits pulling you back toward familiar paths? Habits pull us back by whispering the comfort of the known. When you pause and watch your mind, you'll notice 3 quiet signals. Automatic triggers. A certain thought, sound, or feeling instantly opens a well-trodden mental door. I must check my phone as soon as I sit. Notice the instant pull before any action follows. Tension in the body. The muscles tighten, shoulders rise, or breath shortens just before you slip into the old routine. Feel that subtle tightening. It is the body's alarm bell saying, familiar route ahead. Emotional echoes, craze, a flash of anxiety, boredom, or excitement surfaces and instantly seeks its usual remedy, snacking, scrolling, over. Know the feeling anxiety and watch how quickly the mind reaches for the habit to quiet it. When any of these cues appear, asterisk pause, asterisk. Bring gentle attention to the breath at that exact spot. Feel the air entering and leaving. Let the inhale expand curiosity, the exhale release the urge to cling to the familiar path. By repeatedly meeting the pull with this mindful pause, you create a small gap, enough space for a new choice to appear. In short, habits are recognized through automatic triggers, bodily tension, and emotional echoes. Noticing them is the first step towards stepping off the well-trodden trail and exploring fresh terrain. When attachment tightens around desire, what physical sensations arise? Close your eyes for a moment and turn the attention inward. Feel the breath moving in and out, soft at first, then a little quicker as something pulls you forward. Now picture a desire that feels urgent, like a bright thread tugging at your heart. Notice how quickly it tightens into attachment. A subtle heaviness settles in the chest, as if a stone has been placed there. The throat may constrict. You might feel a faint tightening or dryness when you try to speak about it. Your hands can grow warm or tingling, often moving instinctively toward the object of desire, reaching, grasping, or clenching. A low-grade hum vibrates in the belly, a nervous flutter that signals need rather than simple wanting. The shoulders lift, pulling forward as though protecting the prize. You may feel a slight ache in the upper back. Even the eyes can narrow, pupils dilating, seeking confirmation or reassurance. These sensations are not bad. They simply inform you that attachment is gripping. When you name each feeling, chest tightness, hand tension, etc., the grip loosens a little, allowing curiosity to replace compulsion. Take one slow inhale, drawing the air into that heavy spot, and exhale gently, letting the pressure melt like snow under sun. With each breath, observe without judgment, honoring the body's honest signal while choosing a response rooted in humility and responsibility. In this mindful pause, you discover space. The desire remains, but its grip loosens, opening room for compassion toward yourself and others. How can naming an emotion create distance without judgment? When you name fosters an emotion, I am feeling anger. There is sadness here. You place a gentle label on what otherwise flows as raw energy. That label acts like a quiet lantern on your inner journey, giving the experience a shape without demanding any evaluation. Because you are simply identifying, not evaluating, the mind cannot cling to judgment. It sees only a word and moves on. The moment you say anger or joy, you create a small gap, a space where observation can rest. That gap is free of blame, so the feeling becomes an object of curiosity rather than a verdict on yourself. In this way, naming transforms raw astring effect into something you can watch with humility, allowing it to settle and lose its grip while preserving the integrity of your inner title, the quiet story you tell about who you are becoming.